Hello everyone, it's DC Wood once again with my reviews of all the Arrowverse seasons. We are now on The Flash Season 2. On the 11th of October 2015, The Flash was renewed for a second season during the overwhelming success of its first season. Season 2 spanned 23 episodes, premiering on the 6th of October 2015 and concluding on the 24th of May 2016. Fresh off Season 1, The Flash continued to cement itself as the highest rated show in CW history, still averaging 4 million viewers a week. Fresh off the cataclysmic events of Season 1's devastating finale, Barry Allen, aka The Flash, his family and friends were able to stop the Reverse Flash and save Central City from the singularity that nearly destroyed it. But the cost was very high. Barry's friends, Eddie Thawne and Ronnie Raymond, one half of the superhero Firestorm, sacrificed their lives to help save the day. All of Barry's losses have scarred him even further, but as he and the rest of the team wearily piece themselves back together, new threats emerge. The singularity opened up gateways to whole new dimensions, other Earths, and as a flood of new metahumans, friends and enemies come forth, Zoom will follow. In my original rankings, I'd rated The Flash Season 2 first overall, and to me, that ranking won't change. The Flash Season 2 represents the absolute peak of the show's quality and the whole Arrowverse. Now, a lot of fans won't agree with me here, I know. I know some fans will put Season 1 ahead of this, others will say Arrow Season 2. The reasons why The Flash Season 2 is my absolute favourite are as follows. The Flash Season 1 got things off to a perfect start. It established so many amazing concepts, themes and characters. What Season 2 does is take those foundations, all those beautifully established characters and stories, and takes them all even further. Just like Arrow Season 2 improved over its already amazing first season, The Flash Season 2 does exactly the same for its first season. Everything there was to love about The Flash is back here. Amazing special effects, stunning cinematography, awesome direction, more of Blake Neely's impeccable score, the way the show handles the lives of both Barry Allen and his alter ego, all the returning cast members are as impeccable as ever. Season 2 is just as gorgeous to behold as the previous season. The Flash still remained a cinematic level treat to behold on television. It's all the more incredible. It really, really is. And it's not just the presentation that remains on form. The pacing of the season, 23 episodes, and nothing feels wasted at all. Whether it's just a singular story, the various subplots, or the main arc as a whole, it's so intricate to the point where it's masterful. Of course, The Flash gets to explore a load of new powers as well that he didn't realise he possessed before. Barry's dad, Henry Allen, the legendary John Wesley Shipp, who starred in the 90s Flash show, he's finally exonerated and released from prison. Not only is Barry still able to travel through time, he's now able to cross realities as well. He can move forward with his life. There's a whole new load of storytelling possibilities that are open here for Season 2. And they're all explored to brilliant effect. Like Arrow Season 4 does as well, the seeds are sown in The Flash Season 2 for Legends of Tomorrow. Kendra Saunders and Jefferson Jackson are introduced. They would go on to become prominent players in Legends of Tomorrow's first season. And of course, Leonard Snart, Captain Cold, also returns in episodes which successfully laid the groundwork for what would not only be a subtle, brilliantly executed shift in his character, but he would also his return would also lay the groundwork for what would be a fantastic new show in Legends of Tomorrow. And for Flash Season 2, it also sows the seeds for the show's brilliant crossover with Supergirl Season 1. The Arrowverse really takes off in so many amazing new directions here because of what this season does. It's a crucial turning point for this entire medium. But it's not just the Arrowverse as a whole that benefits from the Flash Season 2. The show's own setting, its own identity, reaches new heights and grows wonderfully. Grant Gustin remains as perfect as ever as Barry Allen, the Flash. You still love the guy, you still cry for the guy, you still root for him. It's the same with the rest of the cast. They remain impeccable, and we also get Keenan Lonsdale join the main cast as Wally West, the future Kid Flash. Keenan is a superb addition to the cast, and he immediately feels like one of the family. I love how Wally's introduced this season, and of course he would go on to become a great hero in his own right. Joe and Iris get such brilliant story arcs this season, what with dealing with the bombshell of Wally coming into their lives, accepting him into the family, the scars of their pasts. It's the same level of quality character development that Cisco and Caitlin get when you realise what their destinies have in store for them as well in the future seasons of The Flash. Cisco and Caitlin get so much great development here as well. It's just ace. Tom Cavanaugh was able to stay on here as Harrison Wells from Earth 2. Obviously, Eobard Thawne took the identity of Harrison Wells from Earth 1 when he killed him. So with that void and the scar still being left behind, it leaves a great dynamic for the rest of the team when they see another Harrison Wells come over and they assume, hang on, what's he doing back here? The man who ruined all our lives. But it's such a fantastic dynamic, and of course it creates a great new relationship and ultimately a great new ally and member of the team, and also a new member of the family. Tom showcases his tremendous versatility here by giving us a Harrison Wells that's similar but ultimately different than the one we saw from season 1. And of course it will prove to be a great concept, a great recurring idea, a great tradition for the Flash going forward. And this version of Harry Wells remains my favourite of the lot. Again, it just demonstrates just how wonderfully versatile Tom Cavanagh really is. Tom Cavanaugh. And we also get Violet Bean join the show as Harry's daughter, Jessie Chamber Wells, who would become the future Jessie Quick. She's a great character as well. So much groundwork is laid here, and it all makes for such a brilliant, deep, rich season. Absolutely wonderful. Episode-wise, there are some real classics here. The Man Who Saved Central City is such an awesome premiere that not only keeps up the amazing standard from season 1, but also does an excellent job exploring the aftermath of Fast Enough, whilst setting the table just perfectly for season 2. Guerrilla Warfare is another fantastic outing for Gorilla Grodd. Enter Zoom is such a terrifying showdown for with the main villain of season 2. The Heroes Join Forces crossover with Arrow is great. The Welcome to Earth 2, Escape from Earth 2 is one of the show's greatest episodes for exploring the parallel differences between the Team Flash that we know and love with how different things are in another reality. The Runaway Dinosaur is another masterpiece as well. It's one of the show's absolute best episodes to this day. And of course, all of this, it culminates in The Race of His Life, which is an exhilarating finale, and it all leads to a shocking cliffhanger that sets the scene for the season 3 as well. Finally, the Zoom. If you thought the Reverse Flash was terrifying, wait till you see Zoom. In some ways, Zoom is even better than the Reverse Flash. Even more terrifying, malevolent, sinister, destructive and deadly. The design of Zoom's costume, it's my God, it's fantastic. The work that Tony Todd does for Zoom's voice, all the work that Ryan Handley did in the costume, his stunt work, his body language, all the work Teddy Sears does as Zoom's alter ego Hunter Zolomon. It all creates such an awesome villain. I absolutely love Zoom. He's easily in my top 10 Arrowverse villains, and he wreaks such havoc on Barry's life. He receives fantastic development and ultimately gets a defeat that's worthy of him. Zoom is just ace, simply ace. And oh yes, we also get a bloody fantastic King Shark as well to boot. Being fair and impartial, I can understand why some fans don't place Season 2 above Season 1. Going back to Zoom, as awesome as he is, as much as I love the villain, his story is complete throughout Season 2. What ultimately stops him from being the definitive Flash villain is that there was more to Eobard Thawne's Reverse Flash, and subsequently more stories to be told with that villain. Once Zoom is unmasked as Hunter Zolomon, who's pretending to be Jay Garrick, it's a shocker, but it's not quite as powerful as the Reverse Flash reveal. And as deep and as well developed as Zoom is, Hunter Zolomon isn't. All aspects of the Reverse Flash's identity, among other things, is what ultimately makes him the definitive villain for the show and the Arrowverse. On the other hand, though, I know a lot of people groaned about another speedster being the big bad for Season 2, but the idea hadn't been overdone here yet, and Zoom still felt like a fresh perspective on the speedster concept, and it does provide great insight into what Barry's life might have been like if he'd ended up with a childhood like Zoom's. I also want to mention Detective Patty Spivot, played by Chantel Van Santen. I love her. Patty's such a great character, and I love her story in Season 2. And here, she has such a great relationship with Barry here. Ultimately, she becomes Barry's girlfriend. But I'm annoyed that Chantel's tenure on the show was so short-lived. All due respect to Barry and Iris, as much as I love Barry and Iris, to this day, Patty Spivot is the definitive love interest for Barry on the show for me. I felt that character had so much more to offer, and the fact that she hasn't returned to the show since, and her time on the show was so short, I felt that was a bit of a missed opportunity, really. And finally, this is it, really. Like Arrow, The Flash peaked way too early. In a way, it's sad watching Season 2, because after maintaining the awesome standard, this show and the Arrowverse itself would never reach these heights again. The only way now was down, which is what we'd get for Seasons 3, 4 and 5. And that's really sad, really. But The Flash Season 2 is still awe-inspiring. The elite, the cream of the crop, the holy grail for the Arrowverse. I know fans are going to debate this. Everyone has their own opinions, I know. Some will say that it's The Flash Season 1 or Arrow Season 2 that was the best season of the single season of the whole Arrowverse. Some people will even say it was Arrow Season 5 or Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. For me, it's this, and that opinion will never ever change. Flash Season 2 took the very best Flash Season 1 gave us, and incredibly made it even better. Overall rating, 10 out of 10. Please let me know what you guys thought of The Flash Season 2 in the comments below. Then please click like and subscribe. Join us again next time for my review of Arrow Season 4. Bye bye for now, everyone. Take care.